Hey y'all, so I'm back with another video, but this one is gonna be on the review for what is it? Porsha and Porsha Family Matters. Thank you guys so much for watching the what video? The Basketball Wives video, and you guys were eating it up. Thank you so much, and I think you guys appreciate the review, so I will be doing more reviews. And if Basketball Wives was to ever come back on, I will do that video too, do a review on it. So now, before I start this review, make sure you like and subscribe and comment and share and like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you do it all, okay? So we can have our place where we can talk about shows, and we can talk about reviews, and we could be in the comments talking about everything that went on. So, it's like a getaway from life. You know what I mean? You just want to talk about something other than yourself. So let's go ahead and do that, okay? Because sometimes you just need to just release your mind and just be on chill. Because sometimes life is just so annoying, right? And you just want to watch a show and then go to my channel and talk about the show with other people who are like-minded as you, and y'all talk about it. And that's the best thing to do. It's so much fun. I think it's a good stress reliever. I think so. But so let's get into Porsha. Y'all know Porsha is my favorite. I love me some Porsha. Um, so they gave Porsha this show because y'all know, like, Porsha was dating Dennis, right? Porsha was over there dating Dennis, and they got engaged, and they had Pilar, which is her daughter. So after some time, it was a whole scandal about Fallon. You guys remember Fallon? Fallon is Simon's ex-wife, but I think they're still like married. So, yeah. So Porsha ended up stealing Fallon's man child. And it was all over the social media blogs. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was like, what? Porsha is a man stealer and all this stuff. So they ended up giving her a spinoff with her, Simon, her family, and Dennis, okay? So it's real entertaining or whatever. So, yeah, let's get into it. So now, this is episode 4, by the way. I did not review episode 1 because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to review it, but I watched it. I watched some shows, and I was like, okay, I think it'll be nice. Let me review it, right? So here we are. So now in episode 4, they so I think Porsha set up a trip to Mexico and took everybody to Mexico in this trip, right? And so it was something going on with the robe. Porsha had some type of robe of Dennis or something like that, and she's supposed to give it back to him, and it's like a whole thing or whatever. So they're like, Porsha, please give him back this robe and whatever, right? And plus, why would Porsha still have Dennis' robe? Like, Porsha, get that man back his robe, okay? So now they had this Lauren, which is Porsha's sister, had some type of spiritual healer come out there to heal the family because I guess they a little broken, a little toxic and stuff. So Lauren thought it would be a good idea to bring this lady along, right? So everybody's there expressing their feelings and how they feel and stuff like that. And Portia got some real crazy family members. Okay, I was watching. I was like, oh my goodness, they are all characters. Really good for TV anyway. So Dennis was talking about co-parenting um, with what who was it? Yeah, he was talking about co-parenting, right? And so something happens, and they get into a whole argument, girl, and they don't like each other. Like, they was all attacking Dennis and stuff like that, and Dennis was like, you know what, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. Because, it's already awkward because Dennis is the father, right, of Pilar, and he is also the ex of Porsha. Now he has to sit there with Simon and all of them, all for the family. And it's just like, it's already awkward. Like, imagine imagine that. It's just awkward or whatever. So he gets up and he leaves, and everybody's looking at him like he's just a drama starter. Like, we're here to on this vacation to get some peace in this family and get some understanding, because we know that Dennis and Simon have to be there with each other, because um, Porsha shares a child with Dennis, and they want to make sure that Pilar gets the best parenting, and which is fine, which is understandable, and I feel like that's good. So there's no misunderstanding with nobody. There's no problem. And Dennis doesn't seem to have a problem with who was that? Uh, with Simon. Simon says, you need to stop it, okay, Miss Thing. So I don't think they have a problem with the co-parenting thing or whatever, but I think Dennis has a problem with the other family members that Porsha has. So what happens next? So then once he leaves and stuff like that, now we go back to the room where everybody is supposed to be at. I think we have London, and we have Lauren, and I think her name is London or Landon or something like that. London, okay. So they back at the room and talking about Dennis and him being more peaceful as far as trying to understand, everybody's point of view. And so they talking about that or whatever. And then we go into the next scene. So Porsha and Simon are in their room and they're talking about what happened, how Dennis got into it with Porsha's cousin, and her name is Storm. Yeah, her name is Storm, and she did. She started the storm. Okay, she was over there going off on Dennis, and it was a mess. So, so Simon was just like, you know what? Let me just talk to him by myself, and have a conversation with him, and we can meet up for breakfast or something like that. So Porsha agrees, and she said, okay, I think that would be a good idea. So he goes out there and he does that, and he meets up with him, and they talk. So they're out on this like beachfront or whatever, and so they talk, and Simon tells him to get, he would like for Dennis to get some of his things from Porsha's house, because I think Dennis still has some of his things there. And so Simon's like, it's kind of awkward, it's kind of weird that you're holding on to his stuff, right? So that's what happens, and that's what he says, like, can you take your stuff? So Dennis is like, yeah, sure. So he ended up. It was a good conversation. Like, I don't see any animosity with them two. I think Dennis is pretty much over it, and that's what it is. And so he also tells her that Dennis also tells Simon that, look, I'm bringing a date. So can you tell Porsha that I'm bringing somebody? And Simon says yes. So Simon was like, yeah, I'll tell her that you're bringing somebody. I mean, it's so awkward because, like, can you imagine, like, being somewhere with your baby father and then, like, your baby father is with another woman, and you just there by yourself, trying to work it out for the family. That's so awkward. Like, who wants to deal with that? So that was that, right? Okay. So what else happens? So now they have this meditation and stuff. Lauren is all about the meditation and trying to bring the family together and have like a common ground, right? And so that's what they're doing in this scene. And so what's going on in this scene is that, like, they're just meditating, and Porsha's aunt, okay, she is a mess. Before all of this happened, right before the meditation, and they brought that spiritual lady, I think her name was Lena. And so why did Porsha auntie say, girl, who are all these people? I don't even know who these people are. I was like, Porsha auntie, what are you talking about? How you on a trip to Cancun talking about you don't know none of these people? I'm sure, like, Porsha introduced you to all these people before. What you talking about? You don't know nobody. Like, she was acting like they kidnapped her and then they forced her to be at the table. A mess. She is a character, okay? So I just want to throw that in because I did forget about that, but that was really funny. If you watched it, you understand what I'm saying. That was so funny. Okay. So then Lauren knows like Simon is bringing someone to the to Mexico with him, and so now we go to another scene. They're going to a place called the Cenotes or Cenote, something like that, and it's like a cleansing ritual type of thing, and get you together. Now the person that brought them over there, he said that they may find like some legs and some bones and stuff like that, like some artificial, not artificial, these are real human bodies and stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is too much, okay? Let's just get this cleaning, this cleansing, and let's get out of here, okay? That's really weird. Like, you want to go somewhere where somebody died and fell on the floor? Like, girl, I don't want to be where people died and stuff. Like, you in a graveyard. What's the difference between that place and a graveyard? No difference. I see no difference, okay? So, so they get down there. It's like this cute little waterfall. But it was pretty, though. It was like a cute little waterfall, and the waterfall fell into the little pond, right? The pond. It was not no pond. It was like a little swimming area. So, so Darlene gets up and asks Storm for a hug. So they were all like in this little group, and everybody was going down the line talking about like what they need to work on, and things they need to heal with themselves, right? So I think one of Portia's auntie, Darlene, has a daughter named Storm. So I think Darlene and Storm don't really have a relationship because they're like mother-daughter. So Darlene's the mom, Storm is the daughter. And they don't really have a relationship. So you could tell by the way she was like talking to Storm. And she was like, Storm, I know I was so busy when I was raising you. I didn't get to like, have that type of motherly love with you. And I was just would love if you could give me a hug. Now, I was like, what is going on? So she goes into detail and she says like, because back then, like, Storm doesn't really take well with like emotions and stuff like that, and like hugging, and so she gets really awkward. So Storm is like, can I give you a hug later? Like, not right now. And so Darlene was like, please just give me a hug. Like, she was really emotional. She was crying. And I was like, oh my goodness, this woman is so dramatic. Like, oh my God. And so she ends up giving her a hug. And the lady, Lena, had the little spiritual cane, girl. She had the little cane like this. She was waving that little cane because as soon as Storm gave Darlene a hug, like, Darlene broke out into like, she started shouting, girl, and she started falling on the floor, hitting everybody in the head, and they had to hold her, and then Lena had the little charm, and she was just like shaking it on her and stuff like that. I was like, what is going on? Like, Portia's family is just dramatic. I said, oh my God, this woman is something else. So now we go into the next scene, which is dinner. So Lauren tells, so everybody arrives, right, at the dinner. Lauren, the spiritual teacher, Portia's family, everybody's there, right? So now we have, so London confronts Storm. And she's telling Storm that, like, I think in a previous episode, Storm was over there, what was she doing? I think she said, not in the previous episode, when they had that, in the beginning of the episode where they all was sitting down and Dennis got into it with the family, Storm was going off on Dennis, and London told Dennis to, like, pipe down or something like that, and London was like, You don't have to talk to him like that and some shit. So she ended up like saying something to Storm, and she was like, "What you gonna do about it?" or something like that. Like she was real like aggressive towards London. So London was like, "You know what? Let me ask her if she wants to do something about it, because she did ask me what was I gonna do about it." Girl, a mess. And London was like, "I don't even know you like that. I really, no, no. Storm was like, "I don't even know you like that. Like, I don't even want to get to know you because for what?" And so it was like a whole little argument and stuff like that. And my thing is like this, like London, you really could have kept that. It wasn't the time or the place for it. You know what I'm saying? And Lauren was trying to play the peacemaker, and that's what I didn't like. Like some things you could bring peace to, or whatever, but then another thing you don't have to do that. You know, you can just like let it be. Like it is what it is. Like if y'all don't get along, y'all don't get along. Everybody don't have to get along. You know what I'm saying? It's some people that you just ain't gonna get along with, and that's just London and Storm. So Porsha had Storm's back, and she was like, "London, you like just be quiet. Like nobody's caring about that. We trying to get everything together and blah blah blah." So then moving on, girl, because it wasn't even that big of a deal. And girl, that's how boring that scene was. And so then everybody arrives, right? It was, but the only person that wasn't there was Dennis. So Lauren was like, "Where is Dennis? Like, Dennis isn't here. Like, where is he at?" So they end up like uh start texting Dennis or whatever. The mother was like, um, "Oh, he's bringing a date. Porsha, you ain't know?" I was like, "Messy." And she was like, "A date?" So she texted him, and so Porsha was texting him like, "Oh, you brought somebody," or whatever, whatever. And she did not like that, and so Porsha knew. Now she knows that um, Dennis is bringing somebody to the vacation or whatever, and it looks like to me Porsha still cares about Dennis, and she really does care about him, because you can tell her heart is still with Dennis, Mr. Dennis. Okay, it's not what Simon says. Um, I think with Simon and like Porsha, whatever, I feel like it's more about the money with Porsha and Simon. It don't look like love to me. But with Dennis and Porsha, it looks more like love. It looks more like I still love him and I don't want to see no other woman with him. Like she doesn't like that. So yeah, so on the next episode, we're gonna be getting into all of that and his date or whatever. I don't know, maybe they stalling to bring the girl on there just to keep the dramatic effect going. But this episode wasn't too much. It wasn't giving too much. It was a cute little episode or whatever, trying to get the family together. We already know that they are not going to get together, okay? They are going to be Porsha's family, and that's going to be that on that, okay? So that is that for this episode. Let me know what you guys think. Like, let me know, like, how you feel about this episode. Do you think that Porsha is really trying to be with Dennis? I mean, yeah, trying to be with Storm. I said Storm. Lord have mercy. Trying to be with what's his name? Simon Says. But that whole situation is just messy. Messy, 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 messy boots, messy can, Mexican, just all just messy, right? So, yeah, so that is it for this episode. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna continue to do more reviews so we can have a place to talk and chat and chit chat and just have fun in the comment section. And then we continue like that, and then you guys can let me know, like, after this show goes off, like what other shows would you want me to review, like Yeah, so let me know. And yeah, on that note, I'm just gonna end it here and see you later.